The people voted for you to empower them, not to intimidate them. Those are the words of the running mate of former President Mahama, Professor Naana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, to government. Professor Opoku-Agyeman also questioned if the country is practicing democracy, judging from what she says has become the frequent attacks on free speech. She argues that stifling free speech could be a recipe for disaster, since the electorate could be forced to express themselves through violent means. She made these comments during a working visit to the Media Foundation for West Africa on Wednesday.
Because it's something we should have taken for granted by now. So again, I asked myself, so what is it that is impeding this? Are we really practicing democracy, or is this something else? So sometimes we need to go back to the drawing board and ask ourselves some questions, because we need to build strong institutions, independent institutions. They will not be built with fear and harassment and all kinds of impediments that are not helpful. You see, freedom of expression is so important. And it's important because what are you expressing? So it starts in the mind. And if you stifle the expression, it stays in the mind. And thoughts, they will come out in other ways. Okay, and they will come out mostly in ways that are not comprehensible, because they have not come out through dialogue. And that is why it's so dangerous to silence people. And I think that we all need to understand, by intimidating and so on, you are rather creating a very, very unsafe society. The person invests his power in you by voting. That is all. Then what do? You return that power by addressing the person's needs. You don't return that power by being arrogant. You don't return that power by believing you are better than other people, because those people put you there. And you should never forget that in any moment in your life, or that they have invested their power in you and they expect better returns. They don't expect that you stifle their speech because they voted for you. They don't expect that you take decisions without their inputs. And they don't expect that you'll be violent or you'll intimidate them. I don't think that is what the users of power should be, especially when that power has been invested in you. And I think that part also needs to form part of our dialogue, so that all this arrogance and so on will go down. If you don't want to serve, don't come. I don't think there's any compulsion on anybody to go and ask for a vote. This is not to say that, excuse me, we should just shoot our mouth and say anything we like.
Now, Transport Minister Kweku Fore-Siama has revealed commercial motorbike operations could soon be legalized should ongoing stakeholder consultations approve such a move. NDC flag bearer John Mahama has promised the business, which is currently outlawed, even though not strictly enforced, would be legalized. Speaking to journalists after appearing before Parliament's Accounts Committee sitting, at which the Okada issue was raised, Mr. Siama said the ongoing consultation is what will determine whether the law should change. He insists, though, the move has nothing to do with the promise by the NDC.
The government make its position clear on it. The government, we are now doing stakeholder consultation on the matter, and whatever position will come out clear, we make it public to the people of this Ghana to know. But as of today, the position of Okada is in what is stated in 2180.
One of the possible outcomes could be that after the consultation, if the people push for it, this government will buy into the idea.
Possibilities are not what the law says. The possibility is what the people say. So
are you going to review the law?
I am saying that we are doing stakeholder consultation on the matter, and when we are done, we will make it public for everybody.
How long should we expect this stakeholder consultation to take?
You see, in coming up with the law, it's not about speed, it's about accuracy.
Okay. Could one of those possible outcomes be the position that John Mahama has taken at the moment, and he wants to see it legalized?
You see, you are asking me the position. I'm not being hoodwinked about what President Mahama promises on his campaign tours. What I'm saying is the state of Okada and what this present government is doing now.